So Frozen in Embrace is it's kind of a epic love story about two lovers who were frozen in ice for eternity. Kind of like kind of like woolly mammoths, or like a woolly mammoth that was like frozen in like in the ice age forever. And it's sort of like a tale of immortal love, like love that can never die, that continues throughout the ages. And it was kind of crazy because right after the building collapse in Bangladesh, where all those garment workers were injured, this photo came out where there's like a man and woman like in this sort of like death embrace. And the first thing I thought of was the song that I wrote, and then I thought this would be such a great image for that, but this is like the image of people dying, like this like really happened to these people, and who knows if they even knew each other or what,
Want to hear something crazy?
What's that?
My sister made a documentary about, it's called Made in Bangladesh, and she went to Bangladesh and she investigated the factory, and it turned out to be an Old Navy factory actually that collapsed.
Really?
Yeah.
So that was Old Navy?
Old Navy in Gap, which is owned by Gap.
Wow. Hey man, see? People in the West, they don't realize, like, what's really crazy? Speaking of lyrics, okay, so before, like, this is pre-Diacritical days. I used to play at this open mic night, and it was when I was first developing songwriting, long before I went to college for songwriting. When I was just developing as a songwriter, I wrote this song, and the lyrics go, "Quit acting like a zombie, throw away your Abercrombie. You think you are the way you dress, that shirt was made by little kids in Bangladesh." And I was trying to make a statement about like child labor and like how people are like, exploited and not paid proper wages. And I remember playing it one night, and like it just happened that like a bunch of like Bengalis were in the audience that night, and I just got like a huge hoot from everybody. And I was like, it's the first time that I actually realized like, wow, maybe like what you say actually matters, and like people actually listen to what you're talking about. I don't know, you were just good. You just reminded me of that because you were talking about. That's crazy, Old Navy, huh? Good thing I shop at the thrift store. That's dope. But yeah, so the song is about like a death embrace, basically. Love that lasts forever, and
How'd you learn how to make this?
my mom and my grandma taught me when I was a kid. This is how my grandmother used to make bread every day.
How do you think growing up with them influenced
me like crazy. I mean, my mom is the one that got me into poetry, and it was originally Urdu poetry, because that's the world that she comes from. That's the world that she knows, and like Mirza Ghalib, and then like I got into Punjabi Sufis, and like Habib Jalib and Faz Ahmed Faz. Those are like radical poets from Pakistan. So there was definitely a direct influence from just like understanding that words can be used to create and affect change in people and people's consciousness, but also can be beautiful and can create beautiful images. You could be like a painter, but with words. And once I got that idea, I was like, wow, that's cool, I'm gonna try that. And I started experimenting with when I was a kid. And then later it became relevant to songwriting, but it's definitely helpful to have a mom who's a linguist, like teach you about, the uses of language. And I guess what you do with it is whatever you do with it, but it was definitely super influential.
Do you want to recite some poetry?
Sure. Okay, so there's a song called "This Fire." That's a Sarmust song, and it was one of the first ones that I ever wrote with the idea of trying to use ghazal, the ghazal format. And so it's pretty loose. It's like one of the first English ghazals that I ever wrote, and I was still kind of learning the rules. So it's not exactly perfect, but it's pretty close. So it goes. I'll need some water. Okay. Was the
So what is this?
Okay, so this is "This Fire," which is a Sarmust song written in a ghazal format. The lyrics are written in a ghazal format, which uses rhyme and refrain. I can break down that if you want, but I'll do some reciting first. So it goes: "The crackle as the spark ignited flames within my soul, this fire. The warmth it radiated killed the cold and lit this coal, this fire." So as you can see, there's like a rhyme and a refrain, and the refrain always repeats. And that's the basic structure of ghazal. Alright, so the crackle as the spark ignited flames within my soul, this fire. The warmth it radiated killed the cold and lit this coal, this fire. To gaze into the light could reveal the nature of your true desire. It burns poetry within the words of a story being told, this fire. The glow is light projected into truth on the face of a liar. When angry mobs surround his house, their torches burning rage this fire. The heat from love that soothes the lips that kiss the words of every shire. The heat from love that soothes the lips that kiss the words of every shire would be nothing but the ashes, reminiscing of this love, this fire. So it's like taking the sort of traditional format and also, similar subject matter and applying it in the English language. And a lot of people have experimented with English ghazal in the world of poetry already. Like Agha Shahid Ali was a pretty famous Kashmiri poet who did it. And there was even a German poet, I think a couple hundred years ago, that did it, that experimented with it. But I thought it would be fun to try and use it like in song form, because ghazal is a popular form of song in South Asia. So I thought, hey, why not, see what you can do with that. Can I clean my hands real quick?